My name is Justin DeRoy, and you are listening to Movie Fan Geek Out.
Alright everyone, thanks for tuning in. For those of you who have not yet gotten a chance to listen to the show before, and this is your first time, just go ahead and give you a brief introduction to what it is I do on this show. Basically, I'll pick out some movie news topics from the week, and I'll basically just report on them, maybe discuss a little bit about them, tell you what I think about them, and then I'll end the show with a suggestion for something for you to watch. Just gets things started. For this week's episode, I'm going to change things up because I haven't been around for a while, so I thought I'd do something interesting and different from what I've done in past shows. So instead of doing just two new movie news topics like I normally do, I've picked out just some of the top 5 just news stories that I've heard throughout the week, and I'm just going to really list them off, and then I'm going to go back over like the top 2 and just talk about a little bit more about them. But anyway, starting off, so Entertainment Weekly recently had shown us our first look at Johnny Depp's Big Bad Wolf. It's a kind of interesting costume. It's basically a wolf zoot suit. It's like the coat and pants are made of like wolf fur, and he's got like wolf ears on, like, the hat and stuff like that. It looks kind of cool. Moving on, then we have Jenna Malone has been confirmed to be added to the cast of Batman v Superman, and it has been speculated but not confirmed that she might play the female Robin that was featured in the Dark Knight 18 comic series. We can't really know for sure if that's going to happen. I, for one, think it sounds like a silly idea, but anyway, we'll see what happens to that. Then we have another confirmation for role casting is Christian Bale's been confirmed to have been cast as Steve Jobs for the Danny Boyle biopic of Steve Jobs. And then, of course, this is one of the more amusing stories that's come out this week. Was about the Avengers trailer that premiered. And why this is kind of funny is because any of you that maybe followed the story on this might have known that it was originally supposed to have premiered during the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show, so to hopefully maybe boost ratings to get people, or force people practically, to watch it if they wanted to get the chance to see it. But unfortunately for Marvel Studios, that wasn't going to happen the way they planned, because it had ended up being leaked on the internet, and they decided, Marvel Studios, rather than try to have it pulled from the internet or something like that, pull some kind of legal action against the people who pulled it, had leaked onto the internet, they decided to actually just post like the official trailer instead, and just go ahead and gift it to us a little early. Then this is my top one. This is actually my favorite, because it came from James Cameron's interview, where he was talking about how he had made the suggestion to the director of the new Terminator Genesis film that's going to be coming out soon, and it's basically talking about how he recommended to the director for how to have it make sense that there's going to be a old Terminator in this one, because we still have Arnold's playing him, but Arnold's now like 60-something years old, graying hair, wrinkled, and stuff like that. But he was suggesting, how they could easily make sense is that they could just say, because the fact, the Terminators have a living synthetic skin, meaning that the skin can actually age just like a normal person, like any other human. And also that's because he has a robotic CPU brain that actually can learn. He can also learn while to become more human the longer he's lived amongst humans. So basically the story would be is that he was sit back years before he was meant to go back in time, and had to live all the way up to the time he's meant to travel to, like, say, I don't know, 30, 40 years or so. And with all that extra time that he's lived on Earth, he's not only, of course, aged, he's also become more human. So we're actually possibly, if this is actually how they're going to go, because that's not been confirmed. It's just saying James Cameron had recommended this route to the director. But we could end up seeing, also a more human Terminator than we're used to, due to the fact that he's, had time to actually learn from humans and actually learn how to interact and become more like them. Anyway, but yeah, that was my first topic, though. I think that'd be a really kind of cool idea for how to use the Terminator in the film this time. Then going back, I wanted to say a few things about my likes and dislikes about the Avengers 2 trailer. First of all, overall, I wasn't really, as into the trailer as most people. I've been hearing a lot of people, raving about it and saying, like, oh my god, it's such a great trailer, one of the best trailers for any movie I've ever seen. For me, it was okay. I'm not saying it was the greatest thing ever, but I did think it was pretty cool, particularly because one of the things that I thought was really kind of cool about is that we get our first look at the Hulkbuster, one of the, probably amongst, comic book fans anyway, one of the most anticipated Iron Man armors throughout his, mythology, that people have been really wanting to see. I know I've been really wanting to see it because, obviously the main purpose for why there's a Hulkbuster is so he can actually fight, the Hulk. So, looks like we're definitely going to get something like that. Because, yeah, obviously, you see from the trailers, looks like there's some kind of fight break out with them. Then the main downside for me for this trailer is that you also, of course, gets our first really good look at how Ultron will appear in the film. And I'm not really too crazy about how he looks in it. He looks kind of silly to me because they give him like human characteristics. They give him more human-like eyes and actual like mouth. I always preferred how he looks in the comic books, and also in some of the TV spots that they've had him in, because he's appeared in some of the Marvel TV shows. And he's always had this blank, expressionless face with just lit up eyes and a gaping mouth. And I always thought that was a little more scarier for the robot, just because it makes him like this creepy, expressionless, relentless killer machine that has no other purpose than trying to exterminate the human race. Whereas you give him human characteristics. Well, I don't know. It makes him less scary. Anyway, but regardless, I think James Spader, though, however, it was an excellent choice. I loved his voice for the use of Ultron. He definitely fits that character perfectly, I thought, when you heard him speak. So, overall, it was an okay trailer, but not great. That will do us for movie topics then. And now just going to give a movie suggestion to wrap things up. And being that, it's October and it's Halloween season, I thought maybe I'd go ahead and pull out a scary movie suggestion for you. And I would recommend watching, you're probably going to have to find a rental for it, because unfortunately it is not on Netflix. Instant watch, but I recommend watching House on Haunted Hill. This is one of my favorite scary movies, actually. Well, particularly like haunted house type deal, because you got all these crazy ghosts and shit like that, and there's this mystery story of murders going on mixed in there. It's a pretty entertaining scary film. One of my favorites. Hope you guys, if you check it out, you enjoy it too. Anyway, but that will do me for this episode. Thanks again for tuning in. And if you liked what you hear, please like and share with friends. That'll be all. Goodbye.